Ladies and gentlemen, there exists within our homes, within the very fabric of our everyday life, creatures that embody more than their simple, visible forms. When a sign reads, "Warning, cats inside," it is not merely a caution about animals roaming indoors. It is a subtle message, a doorway to the mysterious and the profound. There is something undeniably enigmatic about the presence of cats within any space. Their very existence seems to challenge the ordinary boundaries of reality, inviting us into a world where certainty dissolves and mystery takes hold. When we see a warning about cats inside, it is not merely a practical notice. It is an invitation to acknowledge that beneath the surface of everyday life lies a deeper, hidden realm. Cats move with a silent grace, their eyes reflecting an ancient knowing that seems to peer beyond what is visible, as if they hold the secrets of the unseen. Their presence reminds us that not all that is real can be measured or explained by the rational mind. In many cultures, cats have long been linked to the supernatural, regarded as creatures who walk between worlds, bridging the known and the unknown. To share space with such a being is to be reminded of the vastness of existence, of forces and truths that linger beyond our immediate perception. The warning becomes a symbol, a signal that the environment you are entering is infused with this mystery, a place where shadows shift and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. This presence of mystery is not meant to frighten, but to awaken a reverence for the unknown. It calls us to release the need for total control and certainty, and to embrace the beauty of not knowing. Just as the cat moves silently through the night, so too must we learn to navigate the uncertain and intangible aspects of life with patience and openness. The warning, therefore, is a gentle reminder that mystery is an inherent part of our existence, and that sometimes the greatest wisdom lies not in illumination, but in the embrace of shadow. Cats have always occupied a unique space in our lives, not simply as companions but as beings that exist on the edges of worlds, neither fully here nor entirely elsewhere. They are liminal creatures, crossing invisible boundaries with effortless ease. When we encounter the warning "cats inside," we are being alerted to the presence of these guardians who stand watch at the thresholds of different realms. They remind us that every moment, every place, holds a boundary between the known and the unknown, between what is visible and what lies beneath the surface. This threshold is not just a physical boundary, but a psychological and spiritual one as well. It is the space where transformation begins, where the old self dissolves and the new self has yet to emerge. The cat's role here is profound. They are watchers of this sacred passage, silent sentinels who invite us to be cautious and deliberate as we move forward. Their quiet gaze challenges us to reflect before crossing, to respect the process of change, and to acknowledge the fears and uncertainties that arise at such times. The cat embodies the delicate balance required at these points of transition. They move fluidly between light and shadow, awake and asleep, presence and absence. Their very being teaches us that crossing a threshold is an act of courage and mindfulness. It asks us to be aware not only of the external world, but also of the inner journey, to recognize the shifts within our own consciousness as we confront the unknown. When we heed the warning, we honor the cat's role as guardian. We understand that stepping into a space where cats dwell is stepping into a realm of potential transformation. It is a call to approach life's transitions with respect and reverence, trusting that the guardians of the threshold are there not to block us, but to guide us safely into new beginnings. Cats possess a unique sensitivity to the world around them, a heightened awareness that allows them to perceive what often escapes human attention. When we see a warning that cats are inside, it serves as more than a simple alert. It is a call to awaken our own senses and to attune ourselves to the subtle energies that ripple through our environment. Cats move with deliberate care, their every step measured, their ears and eyes constantly scanning for the slightest change in sound, movement, or vibration. They exist in a state of acute mindfulness, fully present and engaged with the moment. This presence encourages us to slow down and observe more deeply. In our hurried lives, we often miss the nuanced signs and signals that surround us. whispers of feeling, shifts in mood, small patterns in nature, that are as important as the obvious and tangible. The warning reminds us to cultivate this same kind of alertness within ourselves, to awaken the dormant parts of our perception so that we may navigate life with greater clarity and understanding. Awareness, in this sense, is not just about sensory input, but about a profound connection with both the outer and inner worlds. It is the ability to notice the subtle currents of thought and emotion within ourselves, as well as the invisible threads that connect us to others and to the environment. This heightened state of consciousness allows us to respond more thoughtfully and with greater harmony, rather than reacting blindly or mechanically. Moreover, the cat's invitation to awareness is also a reminder that wisdom comes from patience and observation. Just as a cat waits silently, watching before it acts, so too must we learn the art of mindful attention, pausing long enough to truly see what lies beneath the surface. This deliberate awareness becomes a powerful tool, enabling us to discern truth from illusion, to sense danger before it fully arrives, and to recognize opportunities that might otherwise pass unnoticed. Thus, the warning that cats are inside is more than a practical note. It is a subtle summons to awaken a deeper, more refined way of perceiving the world and ourselves. It is an invitation to become more conscious, more alive, and more connected to the mysteries that unfold quietly around us every day. Cats are unlike many other creatures that live alongside humans because they embody a fierce and unapologetic independence. They do not seek to please on command, nor do they submit wholly to the expectations placed upon them. Instead, they move through the world guided by their own inner compass, honoring their desires, instincts, and rhythms. When a warning declares cats inside, it is also a quiet message about respecting autonomy, not just the autonomy of these animals, but a reminder of the autonomy that exists within all living beings, including ourselves. This autonomy is not simply about freedom of movement or choice. It is a profound expression of selfhood. The cat's life is a dance of self, possession, an assertion that one can be both connected and sovereign, engaged with the world yet undiminished by external demands. To live with cats is to witness this balance firsthand, to understand that true relationship arises not from control, but from respect for the individual's inner life and boundaries. In a deeper sense, the presence of cats reminds us to cultivate our own autonomy. There is a wildness within each of us, a part of the psyche that resists conformity and thrives on authenticity. The warning encourages us to honor that inner wildness, to resist the pressures to lose ourselves in external expectations or social conditioning. It beckons us to reclaim our own path, to listen closely to the quiet voice within that guides us toward what is true and meaningful. Embracing autonomy also means embracing responsibility for ourselves, our choices, and our presence in the world. The cat is autonomous, yes, but it is also mindful of the environment it inhabits. Its independence does not lead to isolation or recklessness, but to a conscious and deliberate way of being. Similarly, our own autonomy flourishes when it is balanced by awareness and care, when freedom is exercised with respect for others and for the natural order. Thus, the warning about cats inside carries a deeper invitation to honor and cultivate autonomy in all its forms. It is a call to live with integrity, to move through life guided by our own truth, and to respect the sovereignty of others as fiercely as we defend our own. In this way, autonomy is not separation, but a vital foundation for genuine connection, creativity, and growth. Cats are creatures of paradox, embodying both shadow and light within their very essence. Their movements are fluid and mysterious, often slipping silently through the darkness, yet emerging gracefully into the warmth of daylight. This duality is not accidental but essential to their nature, inviting us to recognize and embrace the interplay of opposites within ourselves and the world around us. When we see the warning, cats inside, it signals more than a physical presence. It calls us to acknowledge this delicate balance, the dance between light and shadow that shapes all life. In every human psyche, there exists a shadow, those hidden, repressed, or unacknowledged parts of ourselves that we may fear or reject. The cat, moving effortlessly between darkness and illumination, becomes a living symbol of this integration. It reminds us that light cannot exist without shadow, that wholeness arises from embracing both our strengths and vulnerabilities, our clarity and confusion. The presence of cats encourages us to stop resisting the darker, less visible parts of our nature, and instead to welcome them as essential threads in the fabric of our being. This dance is not easy. Shadow often carries discomfort, fear, or guilt, and we are tempted to push it away or hide from it. Yet the cat shows us another way, one of acceptance and fluidity. It moves with grace through the twilight, neither clinging to the light nor being swallowed by darkness, but balancing between the two with calm assurance. In this way, the cat teaches us to approach our own inner shadows with curiosity and compassion, to recognize their messages and transform them rather than allowing them to control or diminish us. The warning about cats inside is thus a profound metaphor for life itself. It invites us to cultivate the courage to face our shadows, to bring what is hidden into conscious awareness, and to allow light and darkness to coexist in harmony. This integration deepens our self-understanding and enriches our relationships, allowing us to move through the world with authenticity and resilience. Ultimately, the cat's dance between shadow and light is an invitation to live fully and richly, embracing complexity rather than seeking simple answers, welcoming mystery rather than fearing it. To heed this call is to embark on a journey toward wholeness, where every aspect of ourselves is honored, and the true nature of life's rhythm reveals itself in all its beauty and depth.